Daytona on US 1, and I'm here with Quinton Aaron, and you may know Quinton Aaron from his dance routine. Oh, you'd know Quinton Aaron from the movie The Blind Side. And we're very thankful to have you here for a lot of reasons. One of them that we're here, we're very thankful that you're involved with Florida's Forgotten Angels. Something that I learned very recently was that children cycle out of foster care. I didn't know what that meant. Can you tell me what that means?
It's when a child turns 18 years old and the place where they were staying no longer wants to keep them because the government stops paying for them. So that child then becomes homeless unless they have a place like Forgotten Angels to take them in and help provide them a chance at a better future for themselves.
So Florida's Forgotten Angels is based in Valrico, Florida, and for people that don't know, that's just outside of Tampa. So the greater Tampa area, everybody has an opportunity to understand that that's pretty close to home, and it's pretty close to my home. So the two things that I learned last summer was that number one, you can cycle out of foster care. Number two, there's an organization real close to my home that I need to find a way to get involved in. And there's another individual, Jared Weems, who's a motorcycle builder.
Yes.
And we're standing in front of an amazing motorcycle that Jared built. And this bike was built to emulate or to capture the image of another artist's impression of a 1952 Triumph. And Jared painstakingly seeked out across the whole world, figuratively and literally, to obtain these parts to build this.
Yeah.
And somewhere in the middle of him finding out that he was going to complete this bike, he found out about Florida's Forgotten Angels too, and he's going to give this bike away 100% of the proceeds, right?
Yes, he did, and that's an amazing blessing. I always say that God has a funny way of putting the right people at the right time in the path of the people that are doing what He wants them to do.
I think they call that serendipity, right?
Exactly.
Very good.
It's like, when you don't have to go through life worrying about what you can or can't control, because He's in control.
Yes.
And when He's in control and you're doing the things that He asks of you, He'll open certain doors for you to walk through, or He'll open doors for people to walk to you that has those things that you needed to be helped. And I don't want to get off track here, but I feel like Jared and Forgotten Angels was meant to be.
Yeah, that's serendipitous,
and, you know
right
what I mean?
there. I mean, it was the right. It was. We said earlier, we talked, you and I briefly, that Russell Simmons, the great Russell Simmons, that founded Def Jam and all the things that you and I love musically and artist-wise and stuff, says that good givers are good getters, right?
Yes.
So Jared is very given of himself and his time, and obviously a sizable amount of effort and money, right?
Yes.
And so it doesn't just take money to move mountains for these individuals that have cycled out, right? So Florida's Forgotten Angels is a foundation. It's how many acres is it?
It's about 12 acres of land, and what they do is they're building tiny homes on these land by way of people who want to donate money to the organization to help build a tiny home for each of the kids that we take in, or just getting involved, helping out with the raffle. A lot of that helps the organization not only stay afloat and keep the land that they have, but also provides more opportunity to build more tiny homes so we can place more kids and get them off the street and help them become self-sustainable young adults.
Yeah, right. We said earlier that we're not raising children, we're raising adults, right?
Raising
so
adults,
we're trying to raise them up and give them some life skills, right? So they're going to be in these tiny homes, and they have, if I remember correctly, I've been told there's certain responsibilities and life skills that everybody kind of, they're learning to have a community and what community means, because they've been passed around maybe a little bit too much through unfortunate circumstances that, by the way, they had nothing to do with, right?
Exactly.
And so they've been moved around to here or there, and to be honest with you, used as a vessel to sustain somebody else's livelihood, somebody else's household, somebody else's vacations, or whatever that may be, right? Yeah. But so Jared has built this motorcycle, and he's giving it away. And they're doing a drawing. It's $25 for one ticket. If you purchase $100, you're getting five tickets, right?
Yeah.
And 100% of the proceeds are going there. And I think I've heard this thing is up over $50,000, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So what can Florida's Forgotten Angels do with a lump sum kind of money like that? How many tiny homes or how many different resources can we bring into the community for these young people?
I don't know the specifics, but I can imagine that's a pretty huge blessing for Forgotten Angels and the kids that they inhabit. I believe that money is God-given, God-sent, and amazing things will be done with it. And we always welcome more because more is always needed.
Sure.
Especially after the year everyone's just had in 2020, the loss people suffered, not only to loved ones, but to businesses and jobs and just everything that we've had to endure. Every little bit helps, and $50,000 definitely is a start to some amazing things that can happen with Forgotten Angels and the kids that they take in.
As you scale this up, and I know that you're actually, I just recently found out that you've moved back to the Tampa area, so you're going to be boots on the ground. You're going to be in the throes of this, right? So when you step back and look at it and you scale this up, what are some of the things that when you walk the grounds and talk to some of these young people and understand some of the, obviously there's some emotional scars, right? And so there's some things that need to happen. What is the one thing that you would say, man, if I could, what would that be?
I like to be able to let them know that they're not in it alone. Here's the thing. No one goes through life without struggle. Everyone has some type of trauma or hardship that they've endured. And a lot of times when you're in the midst of it, you don't know that. So people like me, I want to inform kids, like, listen, I've been there. I know what you're going through. And this is how I dealt with it. This is how I got out of it. And because sometimes when people hear that, and they're going through something, they think that they're the only one that's going through it, right. and there's no roadmap on the way out. And so when they hear my story, they start to feel like, oh my God, like I had no idea, and look where he's at, And so if I can be that beacon of hope for someone who's going through a hardship, that's what I want to do. So that's why I tell my story, especially to these kids, because while our paths are different. I wasn't raised in foster care. I do know what it's like to be homeless. I do know what it's like to not know where your next meal is coming from, or how you're going to.
And to have people depend on you, because I understand from your backstory, your younger brother, right?
Yes.
You had to care for him in the throes of all the good things that God threw at you when the blind side happened. There was still a lot of pieces and parts that had to be put in the right places when all of that was going on, and you persevered through that. So you have like a really strong backstory to show these young individuals that you can do it. There is a support system for you. We love you. We want you to do well, and here's the tools to do that.
Yes, definitely. Like I said, life is going to throw you curveballs, fastballs, gutter balls, wild pitches. It's going to come at you hard, and you got to be willing to and ready to take those punches and keep moving. I'm not going to recite this, but one of the greatest scenes ever, and one of my favorite actors given, Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
In Rocky Balboa, he goes outside of this bar and he's talking to his kid, who's blaming him for his, failures in life, and he just reams into him, and he gave him the realest speech I'd ever heard on a movie. And I don't know it word for word right now, but I think it's on my social media somewhere. But to sum it up, life will hit you and beat you down to the ground and keep you there if you let it.
Yes.
But it's not about how many times you got hit. It's about how many times you can get hit and keep moving.
I like that.
Take those hits and keep pushing. And that's what we need these kids to understand. And that's why I do what I do, because I got beat down to the ground. I was at the lowest of lows. Losing the most important person in my life right before getting the blind side, but then remembering her words and knowing that I had a job, I had a task, and I didn't want to let her down. So I had to put all of that aside and focus on making the most of this opportunity that she provided for me to get, just to fulfill my promise that I made to her and to take care of my younger brother. So that's a part of life, man.
And a promise kept is the best promise, right? And where can people follow you on social media? You're on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram. I am Quinton Aaron. I'm on Twitter at Quinton Aaron. I'm on Facebook. I got a couple pages on Facebook. I only use one of them right now. What else? I got a couple of things. I'm on Clubhouse. That's the new thing.
Oh yeah,
I
right.
have a
Yeah, those
profile
are
on
fantastic.
Clubhouse. It's
So we can find. We can find you. You're not going to ghost anybody on Instagram. Now let's tell everybody for $25 you get a ticket to win this amazing motorcycle. And I know that Cycle Source viewers, you guys remember meeting Jared on Shop Talk a few weeks back, and we're going to have him on again, I'm sure, because Chris and Heather are very passionate about what's going on here with Florida's Forgotten Angels. And so I'm asking the members of our community for $25 going to a noble cause. Help Mr. Quinton Aaron here.
I'm asking for 100.
He's asking for 100. So you're getting
He's
5
asking for
tickets.
25. I'm asking for 100. I'm a bigger guy, so I can ask for more. So
Yep.
you know,
he
I'm not trying
occupies
to
more
bully
space
you or
than you.
anything, but give me $100. You know, just saying, give me $100. I'll give you 5 tickets in return.
Yes.
But just give me $100.
If you're here in Daytona, come down and see us. We're going to be here all day at the Broken Spoke. Come to the Weems Motor Co. booth. If you can't make it to Daytona, go to weemsmotorco.com. Follow Jared on social media, and I believe the Florida Forgotten Angels are Forgotten Angels Florida on Instagram. Follow their page too. I know there's an event coming up. We're going to be down there. Cycle Source Magazine is participating in that as well. So listen, everybody, this is a beautiful motorcycle. It's been around now. It's going to go to Born Free, I do believe. And Heather is motioning that she's going to win it. So
I actually bought some tickets too. So you know what? But Heather's giving me the eye. I might catch those hands if I don't.
Right.
So if I get the winning ticket, I might have to give it over to Heather.
Right.
So I don't get beat up. Look at that smile. She's so adorable.
So Quinton's back in the Tampa area. We're going to see you at that event as well, I assume?
Yes.
All right, man.
Let me check my schedule. I don't want to promise.
All right.
Make any promises.
So you're going to be around.
Yeah.
You're part of your boots on the ground now at
Boots
Florida's
on the
Forgotten
ground.
Angels. We appreciate it.
I'll be in Florida, so you can see me.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you for not bulldogging your celebrity and bulldogging your story, and make sure that people get to hear it and participating in worthwhile causes. I really appreciate it from one man to another. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right, guys, Source Media, we're following up. Jason, Quinton, Aaron, if he gives me that microphone back, I'll do some more stuff. If not, he's going to do